Among Spider-Man's many foes, few are as unsettling, tragic, and quietly terrifying as Paper Doll. Introduced in The Amazing Spider-Man number 559 in 2008, Paper Doll is a product of the Brand New Day era, a fresh chapter in Peter Parker's life post One More Day, featuring new villains, supporting characters, and a distinct narrative tone. Created by Dan Slott and Martín, and Paper Doll was unlike any Spidey villain before her. Not a world-conqueror or mad scientist, but a deranged stalker, shaped by celebrity obsession and rendered nearly invisible by her powers and trauma. Paper Doll's real name is Piper Dolly, a woman whose mutant ability allows her to compress herself into a flat, two-dimensional form. When fully activated, her body becomes nearly imperceptible when viewed head-on, and capable of slipping through the narrowest of cracks. In combat, she can wrap herself around her enemies, suffocating or crushing them with alarming precision, abilities that make her as deadly as she is visually unique. Piper's backstory, though not deeply detailed, is layered in psychological horror. She is obsessed with actor Bobby Carr, a celebrity heartthrob in the Marvel Universe who, at the time, is dating Mary Jane Watson. Piper doesn't just admire Bobby, she believes she has a personal connection with him, interpreting his movies and public appearances as signs of a spiritual bond. When she learns that Bobby is dating someone new, she sees it as a betrayal, prompting her to eliminate those she believes are corrupting him. What sets Paper Doll apart is her chilling mix of fragility and brutality. Her flat form, pale face, and whispery presence make her ghost-like, a metaphor for invisibility and obsession in a celebrity-obsessed culture. Her murders are personal, symbolic, and terrifyingly quiet. She stalks Bobby's agents, paparazzi, and finally, Mary Jane, believing she's protecting a sacred, misunderstood love. Her arc is central to the 3-issue story, Peter Parker, Paparazzi, which blends superhero action with media satire. Peter Parker, working as a freelance tabloid photographer for the DB, is ironically placed in Paper Doll's crosshairs as she begins killing other paparazzi. When Paper Doll finally confronts Mary Jane, the tension peaks. Mary Jane, showing calm and compassion, talks Piper down. Not with violence, but with empathy, reminding her that Bobby doesn't know her and never will. Spider-Man ultimately defeats Paper Doll, but she remains one of the more tragic and haunting enemies in his rogues gallery. Her obsession wasn't born of greed or power, but of loneliness, media saturation, and mental illness. Traits that made her feel eerily real and painfully human. Paper Doll has not reappeared frequently since her debut, making her something of a one-hit wonder in the Marvel Universe. Yet her impact was undeniable. In an era where Spider-Man often faces cosmic threats or morally gray anti-heroes, Paper Doll was a rare psychological horror figure, a symbol of how anonymity and obsession can twist a person into something monstrous. Visually, her design was stunningly unique, minimalist and eerie, with Martín's angular line work making her appear ethereal, stiff, and unnaturally still. Her movements defied physics, her expressions rarely changed, and her presence in a panel always felt like a subtle violation of space. She was a villain whose power wasn't destruction, but discomfort, a reminder of how horror can thrive in the quiet. Paper Doll remains a hidden gem in Spidey's history, a character who doesn't need explosions or alien tech to make an impression. She is obsession personified, a paper-thin delusion that cuts deep.